way to start things off there with the Glock. Trades out to the USP, much better at longer range here. Even after the pistol nerfs, I think it's safe to say, the moving pistol shots aren't quite as accurate as they used to be. And there is Shocks. Full circle round, picks up the first 2 frags. We'll get the last one as well. And Titan cruise to the first pistol round victory, which is pretty massive on a map like Dust. Gives you a very good foundations to build off. Force bite in for LDLC.White. Twanu is their AWPer, so it's no huge surprise to see him picking up the scout. I'm actually going to jump on board with him and have a look if he can get anything done from the get-go in this round. He goes mid, gets flashbanged. Not that it really mattered, no one was peeking mid anyway, and in doing so he's actually going to play a tiny bit more aggressive. Can you please make your voice sound like a woman? I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'll try and get a voice changer for next cast. How about that? I'll come on like a girl. What accent do you want me to have? Meanwhile, RPK ripping up heads. Twanu is going to fall down. That scout's not going to play any pivotal role in this round. Meanwhile, the cleanup is annulled too as Titan just force their way in. Picking up the kills left, right and centre. Body's going to try and come up to short with the 5.7. A pretty decent weapon at this kind of range, and he does have the Kevlar behind it, so he's not getting aim punched. The problem is that the AK-47s are just shrekking. And just like that, Titan take their 2-0 lead. They only lost 1 player. Wow. Wow. What just happened there? Okay, no cause for alarm. I think my game just bugged. I thought he just typed in kill at spawn. And I was like, hold on a second. WTF, mate. It's all good, it's all good. I think it's a bug, guys. It's okay, it's okay. We're fine. GoTV is known for throwing a few of these out. There's the elevated boost. And Shocks is there, the Mag 10. You're expecting this to pretty much go the way of Titan. It was an eco, after all, after the previous force bite from LDLC.White. And it has gone exactly as expected. Titan keep all their weapons. And LDLC.White will now have M4s in play. A distinct lack of frags, though, the last couple rounds. So it's not going to be a great buy-up here with the M4s and the FAMAS, which is going to effectively translate to 0 defuse kits, which is always a terrible position to be in on Dust 2. Pretty difficult to retake sites at the best of times. Takes a while to rotate from one site to the next. So if LDLC.White do concede the first couple frags and Titan are able to get on the bomb site, LDLC.White may very well just tap out right off the get-go, not even bother trying to retake and just save those weapons. That being said, that's still in the future. Here's the here and now. Minute and 15 on the timer. Titan have taken some pretty decent positions in mid. They're looking to try and maybe work catwalk. This is pretty standard T strats. You're going to try and flirt around mid. You can get the smoke into CT spawn, then cross to B. Or easily execute onto the short side itself, onto the site. This is where you'd love to have an AWP in play. You'd love to have Twanu with the AWP up on the long side. As XTSM, now team question mark, do so often on Dust 2. Decent start though for the CTs. They have managed to bag themselves 2 frags, make that a third. The bomb's been dropped as well just outside a tunnel. That is a huge kill for them. And Titan, now in a 4-on-2, have to try and not just get entry frags onto this site, which is still stacked with CT players, but then get the bomb in the hands and try and execute off that. Shocks is in mid. They line up for him. He goes for the spray. Very nearly lands both players. The problem now is that time itself is ticking against Titan as well, and Scream has to go in. He's the headshot machine. Picks up the first one. 15 seconds. Shocks has to go for broke. He can't afford to be dilly-dallying around. Has to go straight in. The flashbang does a pretty good job here. Shocks first frag. Can't quite spin around to pick up Fox, and well, there you go. It's a 3-1, but LDLC.White lose 4 players. This rebuy is going to be expensive. And Titan will have a better buy in this round, even though they lost the previous one. What rank am I? I'm Global Elite. I didn't quite catch who said that. But whoever was asking. The headshot machine. Everyone knows Scream is the headshot machine, bro. He is a pretty ridiculous player when it comes to headshotting. Seem to think that someone's hiding behind the doors. That's not the case, and the terrorists actually nearly shooting each other. That was Super awkward. Friendly fire was nearly real. Here comes Shox, preemptively deciding that probably the push was imminent, and he was correct with his assumption. Problem is, his crosshair was slightly off. And so Twanu will bag himself the first frag, converts his FAMAS into the AK-47, but there's the flick from Smiths. Will be knocking down Fox. Equalizing. And once again, we're going to go back to equal as Math then tries to push through the middle. He gets picked off 2v3 now. It's on Body and Devil. 2 FAMASes in play. Devil is caught between a rock and a hard place, but he comes out swinging, lands that shot with no Kevlar as well. Great little spray control at the end. Smith is going to peek through. Here comes the spray again, and suddenly it's down to Scream. And he's been picked off from Devil, who's just went on a tear. Fantastic individual performance without Kevlar, takes down RPK, and then the last 2 plays, ridiculous. And LDLC.White, again, they don't have a huge buy-up in the sense that their economy is low, but it's a whole lot better. Titan are going to come right back into this with double AWPs. Smiths can't connect the shot through doors. He's global elite, just like everyone on HL TV. You what, mate? You what? Smiths gets the frag onto Devil, who may be getting a bit carried away with that previous round. It was sick individual play, but pushing up mid by yourself, maybe not quite reading the economy, assuming that Titan would be into an eco. Either way, he has been punished, and in doing so, LDLC.White now are definitely going to start to feel the pressure. Shox still peering onto upper tunnels, just making sure no CTs try and rotate through and catch the Ts unaware. Bomb thrown up onto short. Scream with the only Tech 9. Still alive and kicking, and Smith through the door, lands the first one. Math end. He's going to be put 6 foot under. You can see the Body wanting to desperately retaliate as he peeks up. This is an important frag, but he can't get it landed. And meanwhile, the B bomb site is being executed on right now. Body opens up, doing what he can. He did do a bit of damage to RPK, but it was nothing too fantastic. And now it's on Twanu. And I mean, he may very well be thinking about just trying to save this AWP and take down as many terrorists with him as possible. There's absolutely no hope he wins this round unless Titan epic fail. There's the second frag. He's making this a bit costly. There's the third as well. Twanu refusing to go down without a fight. The problem is there is a player right behind him right now. That's Existence. Finally puts him down. But in a 5 versus 1 to take down 3 players, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Thanks, FC. This caster, Rockwada. Give me some constructive feedback, bruh. I guess I could just, you know, get more IQ, but that's easier said than done. I'll see what I can do. I'll go study. I'll go hit the books. And Scream's hitting faces. 3 headshots, even in sprays. Over his tapping, but Jesus. LDLC.White were almost forced into that situation with a very poor buy-up. Screams picked up his 4th. He's on for the ace. It's not going to happen. Scumbag Shox, he takes it instead. But Titan with a 5-2 lead will certainly not care too much about that. LDLC.White actually did go for a committed round there. You can see their economies in tatters. They had Deagles, 5-7s, I think, with Kevlar. And again, it's almost like LDLC.White have to go for something out of left field. They have to try and just catch Titan in transition. Or I honestly don't know what you really aim for in these kind of rounds. They're pretty much throwaway rounds. Hope for the best. Fox is at least going to bag himself the frag on Shox and maybe pick up this AK-47. Meanwhile, Smiths is there with a drive-by Tech 9 shot. There's the second one. And Titan cruised to a 6-2 lead. Thanks, Mike. Spawners, I've casted on Face It TV 2 a couple of times. I did the Starladder series stuff. If you go back, oh man, what month was it now? My brain is evading me. I did the Cluj Poker qualifiers in Stockholm as well. That might be where you've heard me. So LDLC.White actually go for a double eco. So putting a lot of commitment into the next round. I'm assuming they want to go for AWPs, and really you do need an AWP on a Dust 2 map. Especially on the CT side. Long range, it's an AWP's paradise. Twanu is one of their best players for LDLC.White. For me, he's one of their playmakers. So if you can put that in his hands, then crazy things could come. And of course, Dust 2 used to be a pretty CT-sided map. a long time ago. Now I'd say it's slightly T-sided, depending on who you speak to. So they're still in this game. It's not looking good for them, but they still could pull this off. And, well, especially considering that it's all on Smiths now. He's got himself the Deagle and the Tech 9. But not a whole bunch of options here. LDLC.White have split up, though. That could very well play into Smith's playbook right here. But Devil is starting to sneak his way in lower tunnels. I don't think Smiths is going to expect this. It's so random, this kind of situation. But now he's heard the Deagle shots whiffing by his head. That does give him a little bit of info. I think he realizes that Fox is still on this site. He spots the head, but Fox connects with the 1 Deag. Good night, 6-3. Massive round for LDLC.White. On by and large an eco. They had a few upgraded pistols with a couple of Kevlars. But you are not expecting them to take down Titan. But take them down they did. And with style. So that's a huge economic swing in favour now of LDLC.White. They were hoping for a couple of AWPs to start off with, but now they've got full grenades behind it. It may not matter though if Smiths is just going to connect the first shot through the double doors. And he's hungry for more as well. He's picked up that bomb. Diav, I like it. Or Diav. Nice. Very nice. Is it Fuchs then? Fox, Fuchs? Fuchs. It's Fuchs though. This is what I mean. My pronunciation of LDLC.White, not the greatest. Devil is going to be peeking. That's a pretty easy name for me to say. And he does get the dink, but will be fragged in exchange. A 1-for-1 trade over there on Catwalk is certainly worthwhile for Titan. That's going to favour them over the CTs, make no mistake. And RPK meanwhile just push right through mid. The double spray in effect, and it's on that man now. Fuchs goes for the spray, can't get it done. And good night. It's FAC. It's a family show, bros. Come on. Pukes. That's beautiful. I don't give a Fuchs how you pronounce it. Nice. The puns are real. There's a couple puns I could use, but if I say them wrong, I'm actually just going to go straight up and like drop the F-bomb. So I'm going to stay well clear of that. I'm pretty sure he chose that name knowing that commentators would just struggle with it. What a scumbag. Important to remember though, guys, coming into this is Dust 2, and that is Titan's choice of map. So yes, they are kind of slamming it right now. And of course Titan, the heavy favourites to start off with, but I think LDLC.White may have a couple of things up their sleeve when we go across to Cash. It is a map I've cast them on before. They're pretty solid over there. I want to keep optimistic though in this battle. I hope that LDLC.White for the neutrals can at least pull some rounds back and make this a challenge for Titan. That flash comes in. Oh, it's a team kill from Shox. That's so unfortunate. You can see the 2 players stacked over here on long, but it's B where I'm interested. The Molotov lands, but not quite far enough to force Mathend out of position or potentially kill him. Only on 12 HP. I'm very surprised that both of these CT players that I'm highlighting right now haven't tried to get information. They've given up short, they've given up mid control, and they have a player advantage. I'd almost like one of them at least to push through long and get some of that info. Because the issue now is if the T's plant for short, it's a free plant and probably a free round as well. And of course, if we go back several months when he couldn't plant on short side of Dust 2, those are in pretty decent positions that have had to have moved in your crosshair eventually. Not the case now. Twanu, though, will get the silenced frag onto Existence, who finds himself in a 2 versus 1. This is going a lot better for the LDLC.White than I was originally expecting. And they're going to be peeking him at the same time from different angles. This is perfectly played from CTs. What a headshot from Existence. He's now in a 1 versus 1. Surely not. Twanu's trying his best, finally gets the frag, and he doesn't have a defuse kit. The round is going to go to Titan anyway. Existence with the flick of dreams onto the forehead of LDLC.White is going to just about secure that round by the skin of his teeth. Jeez, what a shot that was. 8-3. LDLC.White are going to keep an AWP in play, but the rest of their players are flat out broke. Whew. Existence, you sexy, sexy man. problem is there, guys, for those of you saying noobs are not buying defuse kits, they couldn't afford any. And that, in a nutshell, is the issue with not having defuse kits on Dust 2. Nice shot from Smiths. Again, though, here's an eco from the CTs, and well, it's just a case of knocking them down. If Twanu can try and save this off, it would be ideal. The problem is that he's all alone in a 1 versus 3, and it's still a minute and 10 to play with. That's not taking into account when the bomb goes down. Extra time on top of that. Nearly lands the first flick onto Smiths, who's going to be peeking him with a Tech 9. Twanu very, very much aware that there could be a player behind him. He's landed the first one, but there is Scream. Peeks round the corner, lands the shot. And Titan move 1 round closer to cash. Still a little ways to go before there's still going to be a few hurdles to navigate, but they've got on their Nikes. No defuse kits again. No Kevlar for Twanu. It's not the end of the world, though, when you've got an open Dust 2. You can just fire from long range. The problem is he actually goes charging into the flames. Clearly feeling a bit cold. It's that time of year. Meanwhile, map1 is in a really good position. If he plays his cards right, he could bag himself a few frags. Scream's just tapping across, peeks out, lands a shot on him, goes to the RPK, can't get that done. And meanwhile, Twanu's trying to hold down the fort in mid. He gets picked off eventually from existence. Familiar territory now for LDLC.White, as they have a player with the whole world against them. Body needs to channel his inner Rambo. He at least has 100% of his HP remaining and Kevlar. So a couple silver linings for him. No defuse kit though, or flashes. And of course it's not a case that he could pick a defuse kit up of one of those corpses, because no one had them coming into this round. And straight away, because of Titan's economy and the fact they have just been smashing these rounds consecutively, they can just afford to throw away all these weapons to take away bodies. It would be a worthwhile trade, these 3 weapons for bodies, because it forces LDLC.White into yet another bad round. Decent headshot there. Smiths is still holding position, waiting for Existence to push in. Then he will peek out with his teammates. Going to draw some of that fire, but he's using the boxes to good effect, though. But eventually just gets outmanned, outgunned, and ripped. Met this update or not? Update? Huh? Oh, yeah, we're on the current patch. Yeah. Sorry. I was like, you what, mate? I was so confused. We are on the current patch, I believe. I will double check that for you, though, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming that we are. Either way, Screaming RPK doing what comes natural, and that's just landing AK-47 frags. LDLC.White into yet another eco. Seems like almost every round has been eco for them. Jesus, that's a pink-purple 5.7 from Twanu. Damn. I've not seen that much purple on a 5.7 before, especially at the back. I do indeed, Dean the Hedgie. At least I try to when I'm solo casting. Especially in maps like this, where there's a lot of very slow rounds and a lot of eco rounds. There's not too much to talk about, honestly. There's not too much to analyse about this so far. Titan have just been the superior side by a considerable margin. Constantly, the economy of LDLC.White is falling into just chaos. And Titan are playing very aggressively and trying to make the most out of those advantages that they've been given. So, across the board, really, there's not too much to talk about. With it being the last round of the half, they can afford to get some auto snipers, try and tap through the box and the doors, and then drop them and trade them out for the AK-47. So it's some pretty standard stuff that you're seeing from Titan here. Meanwhile, the grenade's going to land right into the face of Body, I think that was. No, it's map1, my apologies. They're both over there on the B side, but it was map1 who's playing the more aggressive position. The grenade landed by his feet, so nearly half of his health was taken away. 3-man stack on B from LDLC.White. Looking for the push. Have landed a headshot onto RPK. I've got to say, some pretty decent positions now. The fact they got that first frag alleviates a lot of the pressure, allows them to rotate into mids. They haven't really lost much from this. The only issue is, here comes Titan through Catwalk. And Twanu did just eat a flashbang. However, he bounces back in the best possible way. Lands the frag onto screen. Here comes a retaliation flash. There's another one, though, from Smiths. He starts to edge away into the fire. Realizes he's getting burnt. Have to turn tail and run away, and finally, it looks like we could have another round coming into the hands of LDLC.White. Not unless Existence has something to say about it, but it doesn't matter. He is mute on this occasion, and Titan will be taking the 11-4 lead. But at least LDLC.White, in their credit, will finish the first half with a victory, albeit a minor one. Is it just the red dot that allows the casters to talk to the viewers? I've done this for Starladder series as well. It's just because I'm solo casting. If I had a co-caster, I wouldn't really need to. I would like to interact with chat, but it's kind of rude if a co-caster's talking to me and I'm like, yo, what's up? And just, you know, ignoring that other person. But when I'm solo casting, as I said, I kind of treat all you guys like my co-caster. Just have a bit of back and forth interactivity with you. Some people like it, some people don't. Very big round coming up for LDLC.White. If they want any chance at bouncing back onto Dust 2, it needs to start right here, right now. The issue is they've lost the first player. Twanu is low. And now he is one of only 3 players. Make that the last surviving player, and Titan just tie it up in a neat ribbon. Easy peasy for Titan. And of course these teams do know each other pretty well. I mean, I've casted Titan when they've had... I think Twanu has actually subbed in a couple times for Titan when there's been some internet issues in the past. I'm pretty sure I've casted them when that's happened. They're all from the same area, from France and Belgium respectively, so do know quite a bit about each other. And his nades are going to sting a tiny bit for Math End. He gets the deagle. He did spot a couple players. But do significant damage to RPK. Shox needs to be careful. Peeking out there could be at the detriment of his life. It was RPK that ended up going through. And Shox was tagged down to 28, and now he has relocated with Smith. It's a beautiful crossfire. Catches Devil and Math End completely unawares. And that leaves us with Fox in a 1 versus 4. And I think this map is going the way of the dodo for LDLC.White. Are Titan going to put them out of their misery quickly, though? Or is this going to drag on for a little while longer? So, you want to eat some dinner after we have casted this game. Let's go, Bjorn. I haven't ate today, so that'd be pretty awesome. Should we incorporate some more dank memes? Nice meme. Here we go. It's going to be a rush onto the long side for LDLC.White. They have picked up the 1 P250 headshot, but by and large just Glocks, which, as we all know, if you guys play this game, I've got to say, Glocks against armor, it's like a death from a million paper cuts. It is the most painful, useless thing in the world. They're putting a lot of hope in the P250. It did deliver, but the issue is that M4s and assault rifles typically outweigh on the pistols. Last chance saloon now for LDLC.White. You don't win this round, it is going to probably be a 16-4 loss, which is a pretty convincing defeat by anyone's measure. Body tapping through the doors. Playing for pride here, LDLC.White. Playing for a bit of confidence going through into cash. Remember, this is a best of 3. And if we do need that third map, it's going to be Cobblestone. Cash is one of LDLC.White's best maps. I might have casted them on a few times in the past. They are pretty solid on that and Cobblestone. But are they even going to get there? That's a pretty decent first frag for the side of LDLC.White. It's going to be Body that chimes in. Smith is right back though with his AWP. And he has now pulled himself back to the A side. He is the lone A defender for now, but there is some cavalry charging in the form of Scream and Existence. They are both coming in right here, right now. Smith is under heavy duress. The flashbang out onto Long. Only the one player there. Here come Titan. Trying their best to fend off this A onslaught, but so far so good for LDLC.White. Make that even better as Fox just lands the sexy one-tap onto Existence. He's looking for more as well. Scream's trying his best to answer back with headshots of his own. There's the first one, looking for Body, but there's the headshot once again. So 3 headshots back-to-back. LDLC.White pick up the round. Only just. I'm watching this whilst cooking dinner. I'll make some for you. You have to bring the candles, though. Mr. Glover Lover, I'm on it. What do you prefer? Scented candles? Just standard candles? What are you making, by the way? Maybe spaghetti bolognese. I'll love you forever. That is the meal of champions right there. So, 4-stop round from Titan, including a CZ to start off with, but RPK picks that first frag up, converts it into the AK-47. And that makes things a little more interesting. What resolution is this? 1920 by 1080. Standard native resolution. Should be the... I think most people have this resolution. Well, I know a lot of people play in like stretch resolutions and other ones. I have dabbled. I have experimented with different resolutions, but especially for casting and streaming, I'm going to use this one. It looks the best. Anyway, enough about resolutions. Here comes the action. Matt then pushes in first, and a decent couple trades from LDLC.White. Problem is, they probably left this one too little too late. Where was this LDLC.White earlier on in the game? Maybe just starting to wake up from their slumber. As Twanu doesn't quite get picked off, does land that headshot himself, and RPK and Smith, no real reason to charge on in. They're not desperate for rounds. They've got a massive buffer. Even if they lose this, they're 8 rounds to the good. And so therefore, saving the AWP and the AK gives them a power play next round. So they're going to set up accordingly, watching each other's backs. And just try and hold on for dear life. Thai curry with spicy. Damn, I can't deal with spicy food. It goes right through me, if you know what I'm saying. I'm a weakling when it comes to spice. Sorry. Scented candles. Alright. Castle CSGO rank double E. So I don't really play matchmaking, to be honest with you. As soon as I got global, I started playing like Face It, ESEA, Civo, you know, those kind of things instead. Because 64 tick just, man, it's painful. I'm expecting some kind of romantic dinner after our perfect casting together. I'm not sure all of us plebs can fit into my apartment. Well, then you just have to get a bigger apartment, dude. Come on. You're not really in this, are you? You haven't thought about this. Smith has been spotted. It's trying to tap him through the boxes, but I hate to break it to you, bro. That doesn't work. Smith is just going to stand there. It's like mosquitoes against a windshield. It tickles him a tiny bit, and he decides to turn the window wipers on. Easy pickings for him. So they have made that up work so far in this round. Here comes a retaliation push up long. Devil's going by himself. Flashes, landing left, right, and centre, but RPK's on the side. And Devil didn't check this one. RPK's still alive for a few more seconds as Twanu comes in, but Shox is answering right back. Screams with a CZ headshot, and now Twanu's in a 1 versus 4. Must be scratching his head, wondering what the hell happened to the rest of his team. And he's going to get picked off from Shox with that P250. Unbelievable play. Titan are now 1 round away from securing this first map, and they have 9 map points. What do you guys reckon? Are we about to see one of the sickest comebacks in recent history in Counter-Strike from LDLC.White, or is this as good as done? I want to be optimistic. I think this is probably as good as done. RPK finds himself the first frag, but at the expense of 85 health. Oh my goodness. The curse of the commentator. I switched to him the millisecond he gets headshotted from Shox. I'm sorry, Devil. You can blame that on me, dude. That was clearly my fault. Matt then pushing out, drops the bomb to make sure he doesn't potentially put it out there in mid, in the middle of no man's land. But again, they're not getting any clear kills, and when your player's behind, you need to get those one-taps in effect to give yourself the best possible chance of clutching. Body's over on B by his lonesome, maybe trying to really sell this fake, this B play. 45 seconds left, plenty of time on the board. This next frag is big, and RPK's there. The trade does come in, though. Twanu answers right back with his AWP. I think Body just heard a bit of movement there through mid. And they are separated for now. Smith's on the site again. We have seen this situation play out before, and again he can't get it quite locked down. A 2-on-2 now, 20 seconds. The bomb will be able to move its way. They're going to throw it over for Body. He's finally got that one for himself. The headshot is connected. Screams last player, and a spray down from Body as he takes down 3 players. As I said, playing for a bit of pride right now. Playing for a bit of motivation, a bit of confidence maybe, LDLC.White. They can draw this back to like a 16-10 scoreline. That's respectable. That wouldn't be too shabby. A 16-4 is a landslide victory, however. And maybe if they can continually crack the economy of Titan, they could even get close in this one. They could even maybe dare I say it, take us to overtime. Again, though, the chance is highly unlikely. But I'm a sucker for the underdog. I always want to see the underdog do well. LDLC.White certainly fall into that category today in this best of 3. Flashbang over into the short. You can see here a stack on long doors from Smiths and RPK, hoping that someone just peeks around that corner and gift wraps them a free weapon. The only player that's even close by would be Devil. I don't think he's going to fall for this one just yet. The rest of his team is coming up. He's watching for that lurk. Spots up. And will, very much like a game of whack-a-mole, where the mole comes back swinging, take down that first headshot, but he jumps around the corner and switches to a smoke. What was that? Here come the one taps from Shox as well. Just adding insult to injury, kicking LDLC while they're down. Devil, bro. What was that, dude? Here comes Scream, though. First headshot has connected, and he has also done a lot of damage to Body, who finds himself at 4 HP. There is Kevlar on Shox, who has the AK-47. And now he is the last hope for Titan in round 23. Oh, I'm still shuddering. I'm going to have nightmares about that smoke switch. And I'm sure Devil will as well. Bomb has been planted. Shox comes in. There's the first frag. It's a 1 versus 1. There is an AWP on map1. Can he connect this shot? Yes, he can! And he keeps LDLC.White in this game for one more round at least. They did, however, take 4 casualties there, LDLC.White, so have to replenish these weapons. It's going to sting a tiny bit, but I think they'll just about snake away with a full healthy buy-up. Galil's in play. Yo, Fox. Okay. It just took a little while to update. I was like, you got $400 left. Buy yourself a smoke, please. Just go TV troll on me. Here is Smiths on the cross. Very good spawn. He got boosted up there through short. And we'll connect the shot. Double up setup from Titan. So far, so good. It's paying out dividends for the... I was going to say the French squad, but they got a Belgian in there as well. Here comes the flashbang from Scream. Speaking of the Belgian, is he about to erupt into this round and put down the heroic fight back from LDLC.White? map1, last remaining player, has connected the first. The flashes are keeping him down, though. Here comes the Tech 9. Can't get the spray out. And that will be Titan taking the 16-8 victory on Dust 2.